Okay, we're going across this bright white deck, and if it bounces, this deck bounces under my 180 pounds of weight, you can pretty much guess that the bracing could be improved. Deck conditions change with time and use. This looks like it could hold 20 people out here. I wouldn't put 20 people on it. I'm recommending that you don't put 20 people on it. I don't have a handrail, 4 feet, the guardrails are too wide. These are the electricals for the service receptacle outlet for the equipment, and service receptacle outlet for the swimming pool light. This light works. The spa light does not work. And neither one of those GFCIs work. So the GFCIs are inoperable. Pool is pretty much level. We got some yellow algae in this one, inside the spa. And then look at the sparkling. I don't know if you can see that real well. But the pressure is coming out, and it's squirting water from this pool into the spa through the brickwork there. And then if you look real close underneath here even more, see the little white bubbles coming out of the jet. So we got a return supply line leak. And again, the pool's pretty much level. Some of the mastic sealer is starting to give it up, and water gets behind there. We got some cracking coping tiles. We've got a single drain, so what we want to make sure is we got a proper drain cover for that. I can't tell that's a proper drain cover. We've got 2 drains in here. You know, when this pool was built, that tells me the age of the pool. That tells me the age of the pool is 2 drains have been required for 20 years. So this pool is at least that old. I don't know if it's been resurfaced since then or not. This skimmer is broken, and trust me on that. And they're dirty, and we've got gaps, and this is both of them, and the gaps between the skimmer buckets and the should be sealed so that water doesn't get in there and cause it to heave like it has heaved. There's some gaps in the mastic sealer right there. Floating chlorinators come out when people go in. Those are toys to children. They throw them and catch them. They're flying saucers and stuff. And they've got chlorine in them, and the chlorine just kind of pours right down on somebody's face if they're acting like that. So that comes out. I get it. You know, we have it right now. That's the only way to chlorinate this pool. It's probably why we have the yellow algae over in the spa. We've got some mottling on this whip. Okay, it's supposed to have a protective foam cover on the end of the whip, which we don't. And it has some heaving over here as well. These black plastic skimmer caps, they last about 3 years. And they get brittle and they break, and people's feet go through them, and they go to the doctor, you know, because they got broken ankles and stuff. So over here, I don't know if you can see it, I tried to take a still picture of it, we got spalling. So this surface is about 10 years old. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, you couldn't keep me out of it. My wife would dearly love to float in this pool, but the surface is not new. It's starting to mott. It has mottling occurring to it. It's kind of like spalling, only different. And that's it. It's a nice long pool. You can get some laps in it. And we come on along. There's no electricity inside this shed. These steps are not dimensionally uniform. These steps have their own problems. This deck has its own problems. This heater, that's the wrong type of connector. That should have been replaced when the heater was installed. And it does not have a sediment trap, and this heater has been decommissioned. It's been taken off. It doesn't heat any water. Water's not going to this heater. There's a booster pump. This heater also, you'll notice that it's not electrically bonded. Well, maybe it is. This blower motor is not electrically bonded. And it makes bubbles. It'll take a while for it to get around, especially since there's a leak in the return. Is this one blowing over here? It is. It doesn't look like it because it's turned down, but it is. Four more steps to have a handrail. One-dimensional steps on the rail. The valves are not labeled. The blower is not electrically bonded. The blower is not electrically bonded. DE Earth 11 PSI. We do not have a courtesy light out here to help